Give me 2 pina coladas. Got 1 in each hand. Don't ask about what I'm wearing here. I was just using this to keep me warm while I was out walking today. So, yes, I took a walk. It was about a 45-minute-er. I've been doing a little more of it lately, because it's starting to get around to winter and I've been eating a lot. And supposedly there's this theory that, that you eat a lot before winter to kind of fatten up for it. Yeah, I really need to do that. I mean, I think I'm pretty much well prepared enough already, but, so I guess good news from that video that I made yesterday where I was all worried about the whole Super Smash Brothers thing. Well, I took all 3 of those problems today and solved them. But one of them I've only solved permanently, and one I actually haven't solved yet. I still have to. But I now know, I now have my 2 characters unlocked that I need. I also know how to take care of the damage gauges, which thanks to you guys, I know that now. And I actually have the game because I went and rented it today, so I don't have it permanently. That's why I say one of the problems I permanently solved. But someday I will. I just really can't afford to be buying it now. I guess I could tell you what the idea is for my Machinima, because I don't know if people are going to like it or not, but then I said the same thing about the last one. But I guess I could kind of talk about it, then maybe that way, if anybody has any suggestions of stuff that I should try with it. I think right now that I've solved the whole Super Smash Brothers thing, now the thing I'm worried about the most is the voice acting. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do Snake's voice. It's like I've been practicing, and I'm not going to do it now because I'm just going to make an ass of myself if I do. Well, okay, I will do it now. No, I'm not going to do it now. Dude, I'm not... Cut that out. Okay, I'm going to cut that part of the video out. Well, hell, Ness's voice, I can probably put some effects on my voice, like raise it by 20%. What?
I'll tell you, it's the perfect time of year. Man, this cat hasn't heard that song in a while. Recognize it right away.
Well, anyway, that's me at 120%. Like, recognize me right away. So I could raise my voice a little bit and then up that by 120% and maybe get something, I don't know. And I can picture that being Ness. But Snake is just a whole nother story. Like, I don't even know if Snake saying, does he look like a bitch, would work. Because the reason it's so funny when Samuel L. Jackson says it is because he's screaming it. But Snake is not the kind of guy that screams, so it might not work. Basically, this is my idea. I got too far ahead of myself there. My idea is to reenact the scene from Pulp Fiction, the does he look like a bitch scene. And that's why I've been talking about it so much lately. But use Snake and Ness. And one of the problems that Machinima had with it was they said, well, you can't copy the movie directly. Like, you can't use the script exactly as it was because that would be copyright. And I'm cool with that. I understand that. So what I was thinking was, well, I'll change it around so that Ness was getting into... And I went through it in my head like 100 times. Who should be the person that's getting interrogated? Because if you just reenact the scene straight up, well, that's kind of boring. It's not original. So maybe you could put a twist on it. If you could find a character who maybe could be held liable for something, and then I thought of Ness, and I thought, yeah, he could be actually. Basically, this is what happens in Earthbound. Ness's dad steals a bunch of money from the Minch family and gives it to his son. His son uses the money to buy weapons to destroy Pokey Minch, the son of the people that his dad was stealing the money from. And so, it's totally you're totally playing the bad guy in Earthbound. Aloysius Minch. That's actually the guy's name too. I can't believe it was Aloysius. I've never heard that name before. A-L-O-Y-S-I-U-S. Aloysius is how you say it. At least by all accounts that I've looked up, that's how it's pronounced. So it's going to be a little weird for him to say, does Aloysius Minch look like a bitch? But the thing is, in the movie, he doesn't actually say, does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? He says, describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like, and then he says, does he look like a bitch? He never says, does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? He never says that. And I always thought he did, so that actually makes it easier, because that wouldn't be nearly as awkward to say, describe what Aloysius Minch looks like, and then Ness would say, well, he's fat, he's bald, and then of course Snake would be like, does he look like a bitch? And Ness would be like, what? And then Snake would do the smash, boom, and he'd say it again, does he look like a bitch? And Ness would be like, no! He'd be like, why are you trying to fucking like one? And Ness is like, no, I didn't. He's like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. That family got so upset that their little son, Picky, took off in a balloon and went up into the sky. The Onet police don't have any theories on it either. Their best theory is that Michael Jackson called for takeout one last time. or from heaven, you know, or something. I don't know. I heard that joke somewhere. I thought it was really funny. And the other thing, there's so many things you could do with Snake. Like, you know, they have hamburgers in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So if I could get lucky enough and get a hamburger to show up, so I could have Snake say, "This is a tasty burger," and pick it up and eat it, you know. Even then, Snake could like ask Ness, "Where did he get that burger?" And Ness could say, "Well, I got it from the trash can outside of the pizza shop, which is where he finds the burger in the game." And then Snake would say, "Well, don't worry, I've been eating snakes in the jungle. This ain't nothing," you know, or just come up with some kind of script for that. And then here's another thing, you know, Snake comes from the Metal Gear Solid games, obviously, and people often abbreviate that MGS, right? Well, if he's eating a hamburger, which is like MSG, I'm sure I could do something with that, you know, like, I'm switching from MGS to MSG, how do you like me now? Something, I don't know, you know, there are all kinds of stuff you can do, I'm telling you. The possibilities are freaking endless. Well, I might need to catch up on recording some Wind Waker. I think I'm only like 2 days ahead. Of course, I was like going 0 days ahead and just recording him every video the same day that I uploaded it, but that wasn't working out, because if you try to just do one video every day, then you got to stop and sit there and prepare yourself for it. Or maybe you can't do it because you got a TV dinner in the oven, you know, and it's going to be done in like 40 minutes. So if you sit down and record, you know, and then like next thing you know, a half hour's gone by, and then that thing goes off back there, and you're in a spot where you can't stop, you know, or you got to stop the recording, or you got to go pause the game and get up and go get it out. So then you come back to the game, and then you got to edit that part out of the video later. It's just like, it's just like,